I'm a 6'1", 250 middle linebacker, boom, out of Miami, Florida, and I am not here to play. As you can see, I will alert the ball, too. This boy's an absolute monster. But as you can see, Ray Baduka IV booms this running back. He is not playing. Going into our first game against Castleberry, Ray Baduka IV has 0 offers, and he needs to step it up. But as you can see, he gets a pick early on, and he is not playing, but he will get brought down, and he was absolutely fired up to start the game off. His senior year has to be his breakout year, and on 2nd and 6, he booms this running back with bad intentions. Growing up with Ray Baduka IV, boom, growing up, it's just hard to stay in those books and stay on track. His grades has been struggling since his freshman year, but he's finally got on track this senior year, and this has to be his breakout year. Here, as you can see, Castleberry will drive down the field to put 3 on the board. We're going into the next play on 2nd and 13. The quarterback dumps off to the running back, and he absolutely stiff arms me, and that was disrespectful. But one thing about Ray Baduka IV, he will get revenge and remember your number, so he said number 40 will get in, went and wrapped and rolled him. Staying patient in my zone, I finally come out and make a hit on this wide receiver, and I'm making sure to shut down everything that comes across my face, and on 3rd and 2, they try to throw a pass, but I'm disrupting it. But as you can see, we going to win the game. I get player of the game with 5 total tackles, 1 forced fumble, and 1 interception. But without being ranked, I finally received my first star, and now I have received 3 interest offers in South Alabama, Georgia State, and Georgia Southern. Going into our next game against Cooper City, did not start off intense. On 1st and 10, Ray Baduka IV misangled this tackle, and they got the first down. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, he hit that hole so hard, and he went for another first down, but I brought him down. But here, as you can see, on 1st and 10, Ray Baduka IV drops an interception. Oh my God, that was sick. Going into the next play on 2nd and 10, I made sure to meet him at an angle and knock him behind the line of scrimmage. And I absolutely had enough, and on 1st and 10, I boomed this running back. I'm not playing. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, they have a screen, and I almost had an interception, but I read it too late, but I still went and got a tackle. But here, as you can see, Cooper City strikes first. They bring out the special teams to put 3 on the board. Going into the next drive, I'm not sure what defense we were in, but the wide receiver was wide open. But with 58 seconds, Ray Baduka IV knocks the quarterback behind the line of scrimmage, but that wasn't enough. We go on and lose the ball game. I end the game off with 5 total tackles and 2 tackles for loss. Each game, I'm getting a step closer to my dream come true first D1 offer, but I have picked up 3 interest offers in UCF, Georgia Tech, and Mississippi State. Going into our next game against Port Orange, I came to play, and on 2nd and 10, I will run downhill and dive at his legs to make the tackle. As you can see, on 4th and 4, they will drive down the field to put 3 on the board. But on 2nd and 11, it's like Oklahoma days coming down that middle, but I mean, he just absolutely breaks the tackle on me. And after picking up some interest offers, Ray Baduka IV is getting a little ahead of himself, so he needs to keep it together. But on 4th and 12, he's gonna show why he's picking up these interest offers, and hopefully his first offer by getting an interception and almost taking it for 6. And we will go on to win the ball game. And as you can see, I end the game off with 2 total tackles and 1 interception. I pick up my first 2 offers from Coastal Carolina and Georgia State. Going into our next game against Riviera Beach, did not start off so well. On 3rd and 1, as you can see, I came down in a cover 3, and he just broke my tackle, but he got boom. And things were not going our way early on. I lost my footing, but I got back up, and the wide receiver was wide open for 6. Here, as you can see, they have a jet option on 2nd and 10, and I shuffle and get to my opponent with bad intentions. But I think Ray Baduka IV kind of fell asleep in his zone, but he will wrap him up as soon as he catch that ball. Here, as you can see, on 3rd and 13, we were man to man, and this was on Ray Baduka IV. He let the wide receiver wide open. He want big time offers, he has to step it up, but he almost has the interception as he deflect that ball. Here, as you can see, we're going to win the game, and I end the game off for 3 total tackles. Not a so good game, but I pick up 2 scholarship offers from UCF and Troy. Going into our next game against 4-0 St. Cloud, started off intense. On 3rd and 11, I came down really hard, and my teammate almost injured me, and I was feeling that. But on 1st and 10, I was in man to man, and as you can see, he catches the ball, but I will put him down as soon as he catches it. But they got too much of a gain, and that was on me. And on 2nd and 7, this running back tried to manhandle me, but I will throw him to that ground. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, I was a man to man again, and I made up for it, and I was strapping him up. He couldn't catch the ball. Going to the next play on 2nd and 10, look how I fight through these blocks and make the tackle on him. And I'm a magnet to that ball, and on 1st and 10, I come down and boom, this running back, I'm back, and I am here. And when you see me face to face, you better get out of my way. But this wide receiver catch the ball, and I shoestring him. Going into the next play on 2nd and 10, we have another man to man, because it was booming all game. They are gonna have to respect it, but I was guarding the tight end on this man to man. He didn't come out of the backfield, so I went over and slung the wide receiver to the ground as soon as he got the ball. As you can see, on 3rd and goal, St. Cloud will run that ball in for 6. And as you can see, they will go on to end us the old-fashioned way and kneel the ball. And I end the game off of 7 total tackles, and I also pick up a scholarship offer from Florida Atlantic. Going into our next game against 1-4 Tamarek, started off intense. On 2nd and 4, the running back ran it outside, but I wrapped and rolled him. Them Gator rolls are paying off. Going into the next one on 1st and 10, I came down and boom, this running back. Good God almighty. That one hurt him, but on 2nd and goal, they have a sweep, and the running back will run it in for a touchdown. Here, as you can see, on 4th and 9, Ray Baduka IV is coming down and boom, boom him. Oh my God, he's a special team player as well. On to the next play on 2nd and 16. I absolutely missed this route, but I will regain and get a tackle on him. And that was on me, and I'm gonna make up for it. But as you can see, this quarterback steps up in that pocket, and I will come downhill and wrap and roll him for a tackle. Here, as you can see, we're going to win the game. I end the game off of 5 total tackles, and as you can see, I pick up a dream come true offer from Duke. Going into our next game against BBHS, started off intense on 1st and 10. As you can see, Ray Paducah IV got to that quarterback with his teammate, and I shook his hand and said, good job, bro. On 1st and 10, this quarterback absolutely got too much of a game, but I brought him down. Here, as you can see, on 1st and 10, I shuffle and get to that quarterback with bad intentions, and I sling him down. We're going into the next play on 2nd and 2. This wide receiver ever sling, I absolutely try to take his neck off. Going into the next play on 2nd and 11, they have a sweet play, and Ray Paducah IV runs all the way across the field to throw him down. But here, as you can see, on 1st and 10, he catches that ball and I sling him to that ground. I'm like a magnet to that ball. Every time I see it, I'm attacking it with a boom. But here, as you can see, on 3rd and 1, we were in man-to-man, and Ray Paducah IV got caught slipping, and he will take it all the way for 6. And that was absolutely on him. But on 1st and 10, as you can see, this wide receiver will catch the ball and hit it up the field for another TD. But our offense came in clutch, and we were still going to win the game. And I pick up a dream come true offer from Miami and Florida State. Going into our next game against 5 and 2 Sweetwater, started off intense on 1st and 10. Ray Paducah, boom! Oh my God, he wasn't playing. This is win or go home, so you either man up or just take it all off. But I'm not gonna lie, Sweetwater was attacking. They drove down the field on us for their first touchdown of the game. Here, as you can see, I made sure to come downhill as fast as I can and hit him as soon as he caught that ball. We're going into the next play on 3rd and 1. We made so many missed tackles, and he got up that field and scored another one. Sweetwater wasn't holding back. They drove down again for 6. But I said I'm not going home, and I'm gonna go out with a bang as I boom the running back. I wasn't playing. But as you can see, we go on and lose round 1 playoff game. And I ended the game off of 4 total tackles. And I pick up an offer from Wake Forest. But as you can see, I'm faced with the biggest decision of my life. Out of all of these schools, I only have a couple Power 5 D1 schools. And I have a lot of schools that I could walk on and got preferred walk-ons to. Being the hardest decision of my life, I didn't know where to commit to. But after going over it with the family, I finally came to conclusion of where I want to commit to. And there's no way I could skip over the University of Miami. Coaches gave me a full ride scholarship. He also has gave me my number 52, and I'm number 1 on that depth chart, so there's no way I could let him down. After receiving a $1.5 million NIL deal from Coach Mario Cristobal, I could not let him down. I told them boys they better come to practice all day, and as you can see, boom, I was intense all night. Coaches told me to keep it up. You were in no danger of losing that starting position. Going into our home opener game against Florida Atlantic, start off intense. On 1st and 10, he tried to tuck the ball and run it, but I made sure to put him down. And this is my first collegiate game, so I'm getting all of the jitter outs, but I was starting off intense. I was actually making a lot of tackles early on. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, he dumps it off to his check down, and I come over and boom, oh my God, good tato mighty. I was making sure to knock those buckles loose all night, but on 2nd and 3, I dive at his legs and made sure to make that tackle. And on 2nd and 6, they had to read a boom, oh my God. I mean, this freshman is nothing to play with. On 1st and 10, Ray Paducah IV, oh my God, he's laying that hit all night. Going into the next one on 2nd and 14, they had a read option. I made sure they wanted no parts of me. He got nowhere, and that was a tackle for loss. And this is the way to get your name out, to come out that first game and show the college world who you are. You come down and boom all night. Here, as you can see, it's 14-0, and if we want to keep that donut, you know who's going to intercept that ball, Ray Paducah IV, but he doesn't go anywhere. He gets hit in that end zone, but we were absolutely fired up. They had one more chance to throw that ball up just to get 7, and I dropped the ball, but we will go on to win the game, and I get player of the game with 10 total tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 assisted tackle, and 1 interception. On to our next game against 1-0 Florida Gators. As you can see, on 1st and 10, I came down and boom, I knocked his buckles loose. Not gonna lie, early on, they were running that ball and getting down that field with bad intentions. But no one ever said it would be easy. On 2nd and goal, they try to run that ball, but I made sure to wrap and roll them. And I told you nothing was gonna be easy, so they go ahead and put 3 on that board. Going into the next play on 1st and goal, they drive back down and got a read option, and boom, good God almighty, I'm not playing. I am here, and I am here to stay. And they call me the little Ray Lewis because I hit so hard, but on 2nd and goal, I made sure to hit this quarterback before he gets in that end zone. On 3rd and goal, I creep up and I'm making sure every play that they field Ray Paducah IV, and on 4th and goal, we will get off that field, and we not playing. Going into the next play on 3rd and 12, as you can see, I almost have an interception, but I dropped the ball, and we will go on and win the ball game. I game off of 7 total tackles and 3 tackles for loss. Going into our next game against FCS SCS, another rainy game, and it did not start off well. As you can see, they were driving down the field. On 4th and 5, they bring out their special teams crew to go 3-0 early on. I took offense to that. I said I'm not letting no sorry team come out here and do that to me, but as you can see, I get an interception. I said I'm gonna make change for us. And it wasn't just one. On 3rd and 13, I said, give me that. I want another one, and this time it might just go for 6, but I get shoestring. I think them boys forgot who Ray Paducah the fourth was on 3rd and 4. I said, hold on, I want another one, and this time I will get brought down. And I want to do anything I can to make change for my team, and on 1st and 10, I grab another interception, and he could and he would go all the way 4-6, and I was not playing. I told my team, that's how you take the momentum early. And it's only the 3rd game, and I have broken the school interception record already, but as you can see, we go on and win the ball game. I get player of the game with 2 total tackles and 4 interceptions. On to our next game against 1 and 2 South Florida on 3rd and 3. It started off intense. I came down and boomed him on that slant route. I said, you would not catch that ball in front of me. On 2nd and 4, I made sure to come down and knock this quarterback buckles loose. I said, it's a one-on-one, you and me. Boom, I'm gonna win. Here, as you can see, it looks like the quarterback crossed the line of scrimmage, but on 1st and 10, he still completes a pass all the way down the field. Coach said it was donuts on him if we kept a no-scoring game. As you can see, I said, I got you, coach. I intercept that ball, and I will outrun that lineman, and I could, and I would go all the way 4-6. And I threw that U up and said, let's go. But on 2nd and 16, they have a read option. I made sure to hit his ankles and wrap and roll. But South Florida finally drives down the field and puts 3 points on the board. But as you can see, on 2nd and 5, I come down and lay that boom. But as you can see, we're going to win the game. And I get player of the game with 6 total tackles and 1 interception. Going to our next game against 2 and 2 Georgia Tech. Didn't start off so well. I mean, he got too much of a game for me, but I still brought him down for the tackle. Here, as you can see, on 2nd and 5, he run that ball. He was trying to stiff arm my teammate, so I came over to help him out and tackle him. I don't know what's going on with Ray Paducah before, but he literally ran right past the running back and let them go in for 6. Going into the next play, he's finally starting to get things together. The quarterback runs out of that pocket and he booms him. Oh my God. Not just once, but on 1st and 10, he comes down. Boom! He made sure to hit him in that chest, and on 1st and 10, he welcomed him to college. Oh my God! He told him to sit down. Here, as you can see, on 4th and 11, I made sure to hit him behind a line of scrimmage, and I got up with my teammates, and I said, let's go. As you can see, we going to win the ball game. I ended the game off with 6 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 1 sack. On to our next game against 4 and 1 North Carolina. Did not start off intense. On 1st and 10, he gave me the stiff arm, and I fell straight to the ground. And in my life, I've never been disrespected like that. And on 2nd and 10, they have a screen, and I made sure to shut it down before it got started. Here, as you can see, on 3rd and 1, he dumps it off to the wide receiver, and I'm coming over and make sure to hit him in his chest. I'm gonna make this team respect me. And on 1st and 10, he dumps it off to the wide receiver again. I boom him. I'm not playing. They done made me mad. I get angry. On 2nd and 5, boom, I got tomato. Here, as you can see, on 3rd and 9, staying in my zone, Drake May almost throws me an interception, but I dropped the ball. But here, as you can see, on 2nd and 13, look at my break. As soon as he caught that ball, I made sure to knock him back. But as you can see, we're going to win the game. I end the game off with 7 total tackles and 2 tackles for loss. Going to our next game against number 24, 5 and 2 Wake Forest. They tried to get up that field early on. On 2nd and 11, they had a dump off, and he went up for an 8-yard reception. Ray Paducah the fourth came in on that next play and made sure to knock this quarterback loose. Here, as you can see, on 1st and goal, Wake Forest will strike first as they go in for 6. Going into the next play on 3rd and 7, he dumps it off to the running back, and I boom him. I made sure to shorten his neck. But we just didn't give it enough. They're going to end us the old-fashioned way, and they will go on to give us our first loss. But I ended the game off with 4 total tackles. Not a so good game. I'm going to try this game against 6 and 1 Florida State. Started off intense on 3rd and 12. As you can see, I wanted to get off that field. They had a screaming. I boomed this running back. I said, let's go. Coach always talking about setting that momentum. So I said, I'm going to come out intense every game and rap and roll. But going into the next play on 2nd and 8, they have a read option. I made sure to take ACL, MCL out on this quarterback. Coaches always told me to maintain my gap, and I sure would as I knock them backwards. And I told them they would not gain a yard coming through my gap, and as you can see, I will shut it down every play. I'm telling you, that's one special thing about me. I'm filling those gaps, and I'm laying that boom all night. Here, as you can see, on 2nd and 10, I almost have an interception, but I hit him down instead. And that interception will come, but on 3rd and 10, the very next play, as you can see, I almost have another interception. They keep trying Ray Paducah the fourth. Going into the next play, as you can see, soon as this wide receiver catches that ball, I drop him down. But as you can see, we're going to win the game. I end the game off with 8 total tackles and 1 tackle for loss. Going to our next game against 5 and 4 Virginia Tech. Started off intense. On 2nd and 10, I came down and boom, this running back. I was not playing, but going into the next play on 1st and 10, I made sure to come in and dive at his ankles to get the tackle. I was giving out headaches all night. On 2nd and 6, I boom him again. Oh my God, I am not playing. And on 1st and goal, this quarterback will bounce it outside and go in for 6. Here, as you can see, on 3rd and 10, I made sure to wind up and get a boom angle, and I was not playing. But on 2nd and 10, they have a read option, and I come down and get the tackle on the running back. But I mean, we just could not hold on to this running back. He got to that outside, and there was no catching him. He went in for a TD. Here, as you can see, it's 14-13. We're down by 1 point. We need that ball back, and Ray Paducah the fourth gets an interception, and I was absolutely fired up. After we went down and got a field goal, they come back down with 7 seconds and kick a field goal to go on and win the game. And as you can see, we go on and lose the ball game. And I end the game off with 6 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 interception. On to our next game game against 6-3 Duke. Started off intense. On 2nd and 4, I came down and made sure to hit the hole, but he got the first down. Even though they're getting yardage, I'm gonna make sure and come down and boom them to make sure that they feel what they have worked for. And I don't care how many yards you get, you're gonna feel me. Going into the next one on 1st and 10, I got caught lacking in my zone and he threw the ball, and as you can see, he breaks the tackle and I made sure to tackle. I mean, it's just not my game right here. I'm not having a so good of a game, but on 2nd and 14, I made sure to lay the tackle, but we going to win the ball game, and I ended the game off of 4 total tackles. Not a so good game. Going into our next game against 4-6 Virginia. Start off intense. On 1st and 10, I came down and laid that boom. Good God almighty, he felt me. To the next play on 1st and 10, I made sure to hit him as soon as he catch the ball so he couldn't have any yak yards. But on 2nd and 8, I come around, and as you can see, I dive for a sack, and I was fired up. That was my first sack of the season. And that absolutely fired me up. But going into the next play, I was in man-to-man, but this wide receiver is kind of tall, so I took him down and chopped his legs out. But going into the next play, it is 4 seconds on that clock, and the quarterback's going to throw it up to see what he gets, and they actually get a touchdown out of it, but it wasn't enough. We still going to win the game, and as you can see, I ended the game off of 4 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 sack. Going into our next game against number 7, 10-1 Pitt. Started off intense. On 1st and 10, I made sure to meet this running back outside and lay him down. But going into the next play on 1st and goal, they drove down the field, and the wide receiver was wide open for a touchdown. I mean, Pitt wasn't playing. Every time they touched the ball, they were putting points on the board. They put 3 up. Big time players make big time plays in big time moments. I laid it, boom, and made the running back fumble and caused the turnover, and my teammate will pick that ball up. And as you can see, I got up fired up and told them boys I want some more. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I made sure to hit that running back behind line of scrimmage for a tackle for loss, and we going to win the game. I ended the game off of 4 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 forced fumble. To the ACC Conference Championship against number 23, 9-3 Florida State. Start off intense. I almost had a pick 6. I deflect that ball early. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, he dumps it off to the running back, and I made sure to hit him, but he still got a pretty big game. But going into the next play on 2nd and 9, I was sitting in my zone and absolutely obliterated the quarterback. I'm not gonna lie to you, I was giving this quarterback a long night. On 2nd and 3, I made sure to wrap and roll him, but going into the next play on 3rd and 3, he had a read option, and I made sure to wrap and roll him again. They just cannot hang with us. It was 31-8 in the 4th quarter, and I made sure to lay a big hit on that quarterback. And as you can see, we are ACC Conference champions, and this is a dream come true to be a freshman to go to a conference championship early on. I ended the game off with 8 total tackles, but as you can see, I was not a runner-up for the Heisman, and I'm just confused, but I have to remember that I didn't do so good at the end of my season. I also picked up a Chuck Benarkey Award, and as you can see, I picked up the Dip Butkus Award. After being ranked number 7 and not getting put in the playoffs, we still have a bowl game to play, and it's against number 8 Utah, and we started off intense by making a tackle early. And they were not playing. They drove down the field to tie the game up 3-3 early on, but going into the next play on 2nd and 10, I was sitting in my zone. They have a screenplay, but I made sure to come down and lay that boom. And even though that we're not going for that national championship ring, we're going to get a bowl ring, and I'm going to lay that boom all night. But as you can see on 2nd and 10, going into the next play, I come down and boom, oh my God, I'm giving out a headache. Going into the next play on 3rd and 10, they are driving down that field, and I missed it in my zone, and I still made the tackle on them though. But on 4th and goal, as you can see, to get them boys off the field right, but do get a 4, make some fumble, and we turn over downs, and we are bowl champs. And this is an amazing experience for Ray Baduki IV as being a freshman and getting to do the things that he's done. But here is his final stats of his freshman season. Going into Ray Baduki IV sophomore season, he laid that boom and told him what type of day this was gonna be. Not only did we fall short of that national championship, but this year we're coming for respect. I told the offense, y'all better come out and test, because the defense is booming all day. I literally set him down, but as you can see, Coach, you're in no danger of losing that starting position. After twisting my ankle in practice, I missed the whole 1st quarter, and I came back in on 2nd and 10 and made a tackle on the quarterback. And they thought they were safe, but they weren't. On 1st and 10, as you can see, the quarterback tries to scramble up that middle, but Ray Baduki IV is gonna stop him. That still didn't stop Miami University from driving down that field and putting 3 on that board. That was a long field goal. Here, as you can see, I come down and boom, this running back, I creep down on him. Going into the next play on 3rd and 5, I was in man-to-man coverage, but I didn't locate the ball, almost had an interception. Going to the next play on 2nd and 14, I come down and horse collar this wide receiver. I wasn't playing. But on 4th and 17, Coach said, let's get off of that field, and he dumped it off to the running back, and I will hit him to end the game, and we going to win the ball game, and I end the game off with 6 total tackles. Going into our next game against 1-0 Pitt, start off intense. I laid that boom early on to show him who I am. We'll make sure to have your bell ringing, but as you can see, I will get to that ball with bad intentions every time. But going into the next play on 3rd and 2, I made sure this running back couldn't get through, but he still got the first down. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I had a cover 3 zone, and I came down, he dumps it off to the running back, and boom, good got to mighty. Here, as you can see on 2nd and 10, I was sitting in my zone, but this tight end was wide open, so I tried to go for him, but it was a little too late. He stiff-armed into the end zone. But I told my team, I said, we are all we got, and on 1st and 10, we got to that running back with bad intentions. Going into the next play on 3rd and 3, I had a cover 3 zone again, and he dumps it to the running back, and boom! boom, we going to win the game. And as you can see, I end the game off of 7 total tackles and 1 forced fumble. Going into our next game against 0-2 Nebraska, didn't start off so well. As you can see on 2nd and inches, they had an inside zone and the running back hit that hole so hard, but I shoestring tackled him. Coming down on 1st and 10, I absolutely boom this running back. Good God almighty. And I'm gonna make sure they feel every bit of it. And on 2nd and 4, I boom this quarterback. Oh my God. Coach told me my favorite phrase before the game: go out there and knock their buckles loose. So I boom, so I said, I got you, coach. I kind of think Nebraska had enough of it. This running back absolutely threw me to the ground and I wasn't really having it, but we still going to win the game. And as you can see, I ended the game off of 4 total tackles. Going into our next game against 2-2 Wake Forest. Started off intense on 1st and 10. As you can see, this quarterback got too much of a game, but I still came and drilled them. Absolutely drilled him. Wake Forest was driving down that field, but I was in full stride to go over and wrap and roll him when he got the first down. Here, as you can see on 2nd and 12, I went over to get the assisted tackle with my teammate. And we just couldn't hold Wake Forest back from running that ball. And the quarterback runs it again, so I kept him on a contain and I went over there to hit him out of bounds. It's like every time I made a tackle, they was getting a first down, but I brought him down as soon as he got the first. Here, as you can see, Ray Paducah the 4th on 2nd and 6 come over and drill this running back. Oh my God, he was not here to play. And this is when he started to give out headaches. On 3rd and 14, he came downhill and boom, this wide receiver made him do a front flip. As you can see, we're going to win the game. I ended the game off for 6 total tackles and 1 tackle for loss. Going into our next game against 1-3 Virginia, did not start off so well. On 2nd and goal, as you can see, they drove down the field and scored a touchdown on us early. And we had to get the momentum somehow. So I came down and boom, this running back, he was going to feel me. And I will not be disrespected, but on 30 inches, they have a screen play and I come over and hit this running back, but he got a pretty big game. Things just wasn't in our favor. As you can see on 1st and 10, I will trip over my teammate and the running back goes in for 6. Here, as you can see on 2nd and 14, I come down with bad intentions and almost missed the tackle, but I redirect and get the tackle. Going into the next play on 2nd and 12, I come down like a monster and lay that hit. He did not get up after that one, but they have an inside zone right up the middle. He kind of ran me over, but I still brought him down. Going into the next play on 2nd and 7, bad and boom, made him fumble that ball. I'm a monster. And I want a ring, but going into the next play on 3rd and 7, I came down and lay a big hit on this running back, but we're going to win the game. And I end the game off of 7 total tackles and 1 forced fumble. Going into our next game against 4-1 Florida State, our offense was not off to a good start. They threw a pick 6 and they special teams come out to kick the extra point. I mean, we have to get it together. And on 1st and 10, I went over to make a stop on that running back. He was going nowhere. I mean, we were having trouble with Florida State. They drove back down again and scored 6 again. And we have to turn the momentum up. And you know who's going to do that. Ray Paducah the 4 comes over with the big hit. We're going into the next play on 2nd and 10. He heard my footsteps, so he dropped that ball. And he knew better because he was scared. But on 2nd and 6, I come down and boom, oh my God. And not just one time, but on 2nd and 11, I'm going to make sure to boom him and knock that ball out that cause a turnover for my team. And we pick it up, and I was absolutely fired up. I told them boys I want it all. As you can see, they end us the old-fashioned way and kneel the ball, and we will take our first loss of the season. But as you can see, I ended the game off of 5 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 sack and 1 forced fumble. On into our next game against 4-1 Georgia Tech. Started off a little rocky. On 1st and 10, I went down low and rocked that running back for a hit, but he still got a gain of too much. And on 2nd and 11, I'm not gonna lie, I was supposed to blitz and I did not do my assignment and they threw it over top for 6. But I wanted revenge. On 3rd and 4, I came down and boom, that quarterback, I wanted smoke. Here, as you can see on 2nd and 8, that running back ran it up the middle and he will go for a first down, but I bring him down with a tackle. And Georgia Tech did not let back. They were driving down that field. As you can see, they kicked through, but we're going to win the ball game. And as you can see, I end the game off of 4 total tackles. On to our next game against 4-4 Ole Miss. Did not start off well. As you can see on 2nd and 10, he dumps it off and I missed the tackle, but I will get the tackle, but he got the first. And these teams are not playing with us this year. They are striking early and they going for 6. We're going into the next play on 2nd and 12. I come across that field and lay that boom on that quarterback. Here, as you can see on 1st and 10, he rolls out again and I absolutely sit him down. I said, get over here. But here, as you can see on 3rd and 5, I say technique sound and I came down and laid that boom. Oh my God, that's how you shorten somebody's neck. The Ole Miss did not just give up. They will put 3 up on that board. We're going into the next play on 1st and 10. I came down and laid that hit. I said, good God almighty. They end the game off in style. I came in, boom, the quarterback. Oh my God, but we going to lose the game. And as you can see, I end the game off with 6 total tackles. On to our next game against 5-3 Duke. Started off a little shaky. On 3rd and 6, I tripped over my feet, but I got back up and I got to that ball and laid a big hit on that quarterback. Coach said, I want you to shorten his neck all game. So I came down and boomed him. Oh my God, he felt that one. I'm not leaving out here till my respect is given. And on 1st and 10, he will run that ball again. And I dive and miss the fumble. It happened too fast for me. But on 2nd and 9, boom, oh my God, I laid a big hit on him. And we will go on and win the ball game. And I end the game off for 3 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 sack. On to our next game against number 19, 8-1 UNC. We have to knock them off. And on 3rd and 2, I got done up on this man-to-man coverage. Here, as you can see, they get down to the goal line and I just get blocked up and the quarterback will go in for 6. We have to get get it together. They lost one game for a reason, and as you can see, I made the tackle on the running back. Coach said he wanted change, and I'm gonna give him change on 3rd and 6. I will intercept Drake. Man, as you can see, Ray Baduki, the 4th, he would, and he could go all the way for 6. And that absolutely put the dagger in the game. On 1st and 10, I will lay him down as soon as he catches the ball, but he still got a gain of too much. But as you can see, UNC drives back down the field on 3rd and goal, and they will go in for 6. That wasn't enough. We're going to win the game, and I end the game off of 4 total tackles and 1 interception. Going into our next game against 6 and 4 Virginia Tech. Start off intense. On 1st and 10, I wrapped and rolled this running back, and I was not playing. By starting the game off on 1st and 10, I boomed him to get that momentum going. But going into the next play on 3rd and 3, I came downhill and boom, oh my God, almighty. But here, as you can see, on 2nd and 3, I came down again and laid that boom. I was laying them out all night. I was not playing. But boom, that quarterback had to feel me. But going into the next play, Ray Baduki the 4th started to come alive with an interception, and he will go the other way, and he could. Boom, oh my God, he ran him over, but he goes out. But on the next play, as you can see, on 2nd and 4, I will hit him low, and we will go on to win the ball game. And I get player of the game with 8 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and 1 interception. Going into our next game against 6 and 4 Arkansas State. Started off intense. On 2nd and 10, they had an outside zone, and I went and got his legs and wrapped and rolled him. But here, as you can see, on 3rd and 11, as soon as he caught that ball, I made sure to throw him to that ground. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, they had a sweep play, and I came down and absolutely boomed him. Oh my God. But here, as you can see, on 1st and 10, I came down and laid a big hit on this running back. But going into the next play on 3rd and 11, as you can see, I was in my zone and made sure to lay him down as soon as he caught the ball. And into the next play on 2nd and 12, I came down and laid a big hit and made him fumble that ball, and my teammates jumped on it. But here, as you can see, on 2nd and 6, I came down and rearranged his jaw. I made sure that he felt that one. But on 4th and 14, as you can see, I stayed in my zone. He threw it to the tight end, and they went in for 6. But here, as you can see, on the next play on 2nd and 10, I had a cover 3 zone, and I was staying in it, ready to play, and got an interception. And as you can see, I get brought to the ground, and I was absolutely fired up. As you can see, we going to win the ball game, and I end the game off of 9 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 interception, and 1 forced fumble. As you can see, we made it back to the ACC Conference Championship game, and it's against Florida State. And as you can see, I come down and lay a big hit on this running back early on. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I came down. They had a read option. I laid that boom on the quarterback. I'm not gonna lie, our offense was putting it together. We were up 21-0 early on. But Florida State said they are not gonna hold back with a long field goal that they hit. But we're gonna strike back every time. But on 1st and 10, I came down and lay a big hit and made them fumble that ball. And as you can see, we pick it up for a turnover. But on the next play on 2nd and 13, I was in man-to-man coverage, but the quarterback came out and got boomed. Oh my God. Here, as you can see, on 1st and 10, I was in man-to-man, and I read it like a book, and I will intercept that ball, and Ray Baduki the 4 breaks 1 tackle, and he would go all the way for 6. Here, as you can see, we are ACC champions again, but due to our rank being number 7, we did not make it to the playoffs. That wasn't a contender for Heisman again, but as you can see, this is the end of Ray Baduki the 4 sophomore season, and I have not played my bowl game due to me entering the transfer portal. Here, as you can see, Ray Baduki the 4th has entered the transfer portal, and he has committed to the University of South Carolina. And Coach Shane Beamer has told me that I will be an instant starter if I commit here, so it was no other choice for me and my fam but to come. And when Ray Baduki the 4th said he's coming, he is coming. Going into my first practice as a Gamecock, I have to come out here and prove myself. And even though I'm an instant starter, I cannot put a bad look on my name. And I told Coach when I signed those papers, I'm coming here for one thing and one thing only. I want a ring. But getting later in practice, the offense run a screenplay, and I come down, lay that boom on him. Oh my God. After talking to Coach after practice, he said, great practice, and you're in no danger of losing that starting position. Going into our home opening game against North Carolina, started off intense. On 1st and 10, we made sure as soon as he caught that ball that he got put down. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, Drake May dumps it off to the running back, and I make sure to come over there and knock his buckles loose. I made sure to welcome him to college, but on 2nd and 8, as you can see, he dump it off, and I will wrap and roll him. Them Gator rolls are paying off. Not only that I'm a defensive player, but I can also be a special teams player. I come down, they did not block me. Boom! Oh my God, I laid him out. Good God almighty. And I might be the hardest hitter on the team, but I will alert that ball as well. Ray Baduki the 4th, he could and he would go all the way for 6. And I mean, he was absolutely fired up with his teammates. But going into the next play on 2nd and 4, he jumps it off to the running back again, and I made sure to come over and lay a big hit again. And on 2nd and 8, I'm sent back in my zone, and he throws the ball, and I'm such a hard hitter, you will not catch that ball on me. As you can see, we're going to win our home opener game, and I end the game off with 8 total tackles and 1 interception. Going into our next game against the number 1 seed, 1-0 Georgia, we have to come out intense, and we sure did. On 3rd and 11, I came down and laid that boom boom on him. Oh my God. And I know one thing, you might not know my name and we might not be a ranked team, but you will feel how hard I hit you. I must have had some type of beef with this wide receiver because I tried to take ACL, MCL out. Going into the next play on 3rd and 9, Stetson Bennett was sitting in that pocket and he didn't know what to do with it, so I went to go get the sack on it and I was fired up. I said, come on, I want some more. But this number 19 for Georgia absolutely had enough of me. I mean, he caught a deep pass and it looked like he could and he would go all the way for 6. And I said that was because I hit him so hard. And I said I'll get him back. But as you can see on 2nd and 8, he dumps it off to the running back and I will make sure to hit him. But he still gets the first down. But going into the next play on 2nd and 10, I was in great coverage. I just couldn't get to the ball, but I still made the tackle. I mean, I'm having a ball out game, and on 3rd and goal, I absolutely misangled this running back, and they will go on and win the game. And as you can see, I ended the game off of 7 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 sack. Going into our next game against 1-1 Vanderbilt, started off intense on 1st and 10. He had a slant route, and he got boom. Coach said quarterback set him up. And I just came out to this game very aggressive. On 2nd and 10, I said, give me that ball. I want it, but they got it recovered. I said, I don't care what it takes. You're not, boom, getting in this end zone. I'm going to lay that hit all day, but on 2nd and goal, they will punch that ball in for 6. And I was very disappointed we didn't hold them to 3, but on 1st and 10, boom, this quarterback was getting tripped up and I picked him up. Here, as you can see, we're up 14-7 and I almost have an interception, but I dropped the ball. But going into the next play on 1st and 10, as you can see, he had a slant route, but I made sure to put him down, but he still got a gain of too much. Going into the next play on 3rd and 1, this wide receiver was wide open on this curl route, but I'm not scared to put my body on the line to make a tackle, and I will do. We going to win the game, and I ended the game off for 7 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. Going into our next game against 2-1 UCF, I mean, they started off intense. On 1st and 10, the quarterback rolls out of that pocket. He gets a gain of too much, but I throw him to the ground. I always get us fired up by coming down and booming everyone every game. And I will always set that momentum, but on 1st and 10, he runs the ball up the middle for a big first down, and I still tackle him. Here, as you can see, I'm like a magnet to that ball. On 2nd and 10, I will get to him and wrap and roll him like them Gator rolls are paying off. On 1st and 10, they have a read option, and boom, I'm his worst nightmare. Here, as you can see, on 2nd and 6, sitting in my zone, I will put him down as soon as he catch that ball. But going into the next play on 4th and 7, I was sitting back in my zone again, and I will catch that spectacular interception, but I get put down, and we go on to win the ball game. I ended the game off with 7 total tackles and 1 interception. Into our next game against 1-3 Kentucky, started off intense. As you can see, Ray Paducah the 4 comes down and make a tackle as soon as he catch that ball, and I told my teammates I'm fired up early. Going into the next play, the running back ran it right up that middle, but I said, you're not going anywhere. Sit down. I'm starting to think these SEC teams are having enough of me. I come down and he gets stiff-armed. Oh my God. Going into the next play, I said I wanted revenge on 2nd and 9 and a one-handed interception. Ray Paducah the 4th has never done this in his career. He has acted unordinary. We're up 20-0, and to end the game off in style, I come down and boom, the quarterback set him up, and we going to win the ball game. I end the game off for 3 total tackles and 1 interception. On to our next game against the number 12 seed 5-1 Arkansas. Started off intense. As you can see, he did not catch that ball, and we will spot that ball for the defense early. We have to keep him down here. On 3rd and 10, I spotted that ball, and we'll get to it with bad intentions. Here, as you can see, on 2nd and inches, the quarterback will tuck that ball and run. He gets the first down. That is too much of a game, but I will bring him down. Going into the next play on 2nd and 9, I read a screen from a mile away, and I will fight pressure with pressure and knock this running back right on his back. I'm not playing. Going into the next play on 3rd and 4, he has a running back out of the backfield, and he catches it for a first down. On 4th and goal, Arkansas wanted to put some points on that board to take the game 7-3, but I said, that's it. You're not getting any more. And on 1st and 10, I came down and boom, got somebody. He is going to be hurting tomorrow. And on 1st and 10, I get him again with a boom, and this time he fumbles that ball, and we recover it. Here, as you can see, we're going to win the ball game. I end the game off for 10 total tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. Going into our next game against the number 14 seed 5-1 Tennessee, did not start off well. I mean, they kicked 3, and that was a long field goal early. Going into the next play on 1st and 10, I made sure to come down and boom, shorten his neck early on. I'm not playing. And I mean, I'm feeling the beat gap all night and laying big hits. But going into the next play on 2nd and 6, he hit that hole and boom, I made him fumble, but they will recover that ball. And if I'm not the hardest hitter in college football, I don't know who is, but on 2nd and 12, I come down and boom, rearrange his guts. Oh my God. Here, as you can see on 3rd and 4, literally seconds later, I would have had an interception, but I put him down as soon as he got the ball. Going into the next play on 3rd and 7, he was coming across that middle, and I should have lit him up, but I didn't. And on 1st and 10, the quarterback rolls out of that pocket, and I made sure to wrap and roll him and tell him to sit down. You're not going anywhere. Getting down to the goal line on 2nd and goal, the quarterback scrambles out of that pocket, and I'm making sure that they're not getting in that end zone. And as you can see, like I said, they will be kicking 3, but that takes them up 9-7. And our offense didn't do anything with that ball, but boom, I will go out with a bang. But as you can see, we're going to lose the game. I end the game off of 12 total tackles, 1 tackle for loss, 1 sack, and 1 forced fumble. On to our next game against the number 18 seed, 6-1 Missouri. Started off intense on 2nd and goal. I mean, they were driving down that field, but I still wrapped and rolling for a tackle. On to the next play on 3rd and 5. He dumped it off to the wide receiver, but I mean, he ran me over, but I still got him down. I'm not gonna lie, Missouri was attacking us early on 3rd and 10. He throws a dot on 2 defenders. Going into the next play on 1st and goal, they have a sweep play, but I get blocked and they go in for 6. I started to turn things up a little bit on 1st and 10. He tried to roll out of that pocket, and I throw him on that ground and say, get over here. I'm not the one to be played with. Ray Paducah, the 4th on 3rd and 3, comes down and lay a big hit on this running back. I'm not playing. Going into the next play on 2nd and goal, we finally got what we needed. We got a gang sack, and this time we brought that quarterback down, and he was injured. I don't prey on injuries, but we kind of needed that. We're down 10-0. I was 13-0, so we need changing. On 2nd and 6, I come down and lay a big hit on his tight end. Going into the next play on 2nd and 5, there's no more seconds on that clock, and I nearly have an interception, but I hit him instead. And as you can see, we going to win the ball game, and I end the game off with 10 total tackles and 2 tackles for loss. On to our next game against 4-3 Mississippi State. Started off intense on 2nd and 4. This quarterback rolled out, and I mean, I wrapped in and rolled those legs. On to the next play on 1st and 10. It's me and you. Boom, I'm gonna lay that boom all night. Here, as you can see on 3rd and 10, he has a slant route and the quarterback bout set him up, but I hit him as soon as he caught the ball. On to the next one on 3rd and goal. I was sitting in my zone being patient, and I will intercept that ball. And as you can see, I get brought down, and we will go on to win the game. I end the game off of 3 total tackles and 1 interception. On to our next game against the 11 seed 7-2 Florida Gators. As you can see, started off intense. As soon as he caught that ball, Ray Paducah, the 4th, laid that hit on him, and I was fired up. Here, as you can see on 1st and 10, I was sitting in my zone and came down and boom, this running back. I'm not playing. But as you can see, getting down to that goal line on 3rd and goal, they had a screenplay. He dumps it off to the running back, and he will go in for 6. Going to the next play on 1st and 10, this quarterback will tuck that ball and try to get out, but I boom him. I'm not playing. You would not get any forward progress. But on 1st and 10, boom, I'm not playing. I'm creeping down every time, and on 1st and 10, boom, I'm knocking them buckles loose. Here on 2nd and 10, I'm giving out headaches as well. I'm not playing. But to put the icing on the cake on 1st and 10, he comes across that middle, and I almost intercept that ball, but I dropped it, and we will go on to win the game. I end the game off of 6 total tackles. Going into our next game against FCS East, started off a little rocky. On 3rd and 8, I mean, they converted the 1st down, but I still got the tackle. Here, as you can see on 1st and 10, Ray Paducah, the 4th, will get downhill and drive at his legs to get the tackle on him. Going into the next one, set, boom, oh my God, I laid the hit on him, but on 1st and 10, as you can see, I made sure to hit him so he couldn't catch that ball. On 2nd and 10, we're up 16-0, and I'm not scared to put my body on the line to make the hit. Here, as you can see on 2nd and 14, I will come downhill and lay that hit on that quarterback. And coach said donuts on him if we keep a no-scoring game, so you know me, I'm gonna throw him to the ground with bad intentions, but we're going to win the ball game, and I end the game off with 6 total tackles and 1 tackle for loss. Going into our next game against the number 18 seed 7-4 Clemson. Started off intense, and it was on special teams. Boom! Ray Paducah, the 4th, came down in 10. Going into the next play on 2nd and 13, the quarterback had no option, so he tucked that ball, and you know I'm gonna sling him to that ground, but he still got the 1st down. Here, as you can see on 1st and 10, he will run it outside, and I'm gonna put my body on the line and wrap and roll him. Going into the next play on 2nd and 6, I caught him in that hole and laid that hit on him all night. That still didn't stop Clemson from driving down that field and putting 3 on that board. But going into the next one on 2nd and 4, I was staying in my zone being patient, but I intercept that ball. Ray Paducah, the 4th, will go all the way for 6. Put the icing on the cake. On 1st and 10, I came down and boomed him and made him fumble that ball, and we would get a turnover downs. And as you can see, we're going to win the game. I get 8 total tackles and 1 forced fumble and 1 interception. But here, as you can see, we lost too many games to make it to that SEC Conference Championship. But as you can see, this is the end of Ray Paducah, the 4th junior season. Declared for the NFL draft and got drafted round 7 to the Baltimore Ravens. Drop in the comments down below, what road to glory do you want to see next?